listening to Sup Dogs Live on this Thursday, October 19th edition of the show. I'm Stephen Igo, joined by Macy O'Donnell, former ECU football player, as always, on Sup Dogs Live. We are going to highlight the student-athlete life at East Carolina. Today, we're going to talk to a couple of cross-country student-athletes. They got a big American Athletic Conference Championship coming up in about a week and a half or a week and a couple of days. We'll talk to them about that as they're going to host it. And we'll discuss that on today's show. We'll also talk to a player for women's lacrosse and a swimming and diving athlete, Sophie Binkowski from the swimming team. So really looking forward to that. Callie Meininger from lacrosse and Alyssa Zach and Alex Sawyer from cross country. And they just had a great performance this past Saturday as well. Well, Maceo, excited about getting you back. First off, man, you had to miss a show a couple weeks ago. You missed your former teammate, Holton Ahlers. We had Holton here with a couple of golf players. So good to have you back.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to be here. I had to text Holton and told him that I wasn't going to make it, but hopefully I get to see him soon again. I know he's out in Seattle, so he's preparing for a game and ready for his shot. But I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, man, he's bounced on and off that practice squad a number of times. I guess it's just a numbers game, but he got re-signed last week. Got the chance to travel with the Bengals, so that was cool. And you just wrapped up your playing career at East Carolina. Now you're a sideline reporter for the football team, man. So what's it been like? You took some instructions from Mike Houston on the practice field as a player. Now you're interviewing him. So what's that transition been like for you?
Yeah, the roles have definitely kind of reversed. But he's been great. Coach has been really good about it, and it gives me a chance to still be around players and friends of mine that I've been around, pretty much every day for the past 5 years. But it's a really good experience getting my feet wet out there in the media world. But Coach has been great, and hopefully I get to keep doing it for a little while.
So how often did he yell at you as a player, and how often has he yelled at you as a media member?
It's pretty even. He's yelled at me pretty much the same amount. As a young player, you get yelled at more, but it's a little bit different now, kind of working with him in a sense. But he's been, for the most part, pretty good about it, and he always gives me very thorough and thoughtful answers.
And you picked a tough year to transition to media because we got to ask the questions, and it's 1-5 right now. Nobody wants to be 1-5. So, first off, ECU hosting Charlotte this weekend. It is homecoming week. You got the homecoming parade on Saturday morning, and then the homecoming game Saturday at 2:00. They're hosting Charlotte. Any early thoughts on the game between the 49ers and Pirates?
I mean, just got to get a big win on homecoming. I know he's probably preaching that all week this week. Going to have a great crowd, a lot of family and friends and former athletes that are going to be back in town. So you got to get a big win. And I think Charlotte's an opponent that we can beat, and we should, I think we should probably blow them out Saturday. So knock on wood.
Hey, we are at Sup Dogs Live. Apparently, Biff Poggi is going to make an appearance here, I guess, tomorrow. The Charlotte coach wants to come by and leave a hot dog review, so that'll be interesting to see what he thinks of Sup Dogs. It's an amazing spot, as always. So very excited to be back on this Thursday show. All right, let's get our first break in. We will have our initial student athlete join us on the other side. It will be Alex Sawyer from the cross country team. He will join us next. You're listening to Sup Dogs Live. We'll be right back.
Want to know why no one outbeats the Hut? 75-cent boneless wings. While prices go up, ours dip. Ooh-wee! Would you look at that dunk? 75-cent boneless wings from Pizza Hut. That's why no one outbeats at the Hut.
When your Pirates come out to compete, we want to make sure our team is ready, and our field is too. That's why we trust Eastern Turf Maintenance to maintain our fields, and you can too. From fertilization and weed control to aeration, let the team at Eastern Turf Maintenance make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. From the stadium to your backyard, Eastern Turf Maintenance can make your lawn game day beautiful. Stay ahead of the game. Call Eastern Turf Maintenance today for your free estimate.
Being a divorce attorney isn't just a job, it's a calling. At Irons & Irons, we take that responsibility seriously. Our team of dedicated professionals is second to none. Our firm offers a level of skill and personal attention that only we can provide. If you need an experienced divorce attorney who truly cares about you and your family, Call me today or visit our website at ironsandirons.com.
I'm an average guy, a lot like you. My job took a toll on my body, but I'm not giving in to the pain, and neither should you. There's a new game when it comes down to relief from agonizing joint pain, and that's QC Kinetics.
Elite athletes have used these amazing natural treatments for years. QC Kinetics, a long-lasting solution for joint pain. No surgery or downtime.
You and me, we got things to do. Go ahead, coach.
Come on, team, let's go! Want to know why no one outbeats the Hut? 75-cent boneless wings. While prices go up, ours dip. Ooh-wee! Would you look at that dunk? 75-cent boneless wings from Pizza Hut. That's why no one outbeats at the Hut.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live, Thursday, October 19th edition of the show. Sup Dogs Live. Stephen Igo is here. Macy O'Donnell is to my right. And to my left, we've got our first student athlete of the day. He is Alex Sawyer from cross country and also from the track and field team. As you were telling us, you run both. We're going to talk a lot about cross country, but big time of year. You guys are getting ready for a championship as your regular season just kind of wrapped up. So first off, let's start there, Alex. Just you guys will be hosting the American Championship here next Saturday. So what's that experience going to be like?
It's definitely going to be crazy. Hosting a conference meet is a really big deal. So you got to really show up, make sure you're on your A game. When you host something like that, you want to make sure like you do something when you host it. We got the home crowd. Like it'll be fun.
Y'all just ran the Pirate Invitational, which is going to be on the same course at Overton's Lake Christie. And I was talking with Billy Caldwell, you guys' head coach from our radio show yesterday. So how much of an advantage does that provide, getting the chance to run on your home course and then turn around and compete there again?
I mean, you get to feel out the course. Of course, it changes here and there. There's a big change this year with how the courses ran. So we get to not only race there, but we also get to work out there and run there. So it gives us an advantage. We know where the hard parts are, where certain times in the race is going to get tough, and we can be able to work through that in workouts and then have a better game plan going in towards the race.
So I was talking with some of your teammates before the show started, and I think this is probably the biggest question cross country athletes have. Like, do you guys just sit and run all day, or what kind of training do you do? What is that like? Because I couldn't imagine just having to run over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the sport is actually how you recover because you beat up your body so much every day. I mean, we only run anywhere between like, I don't know, some people do more than others, but like on an average, like you're only running like an hour. 30 minutes beforehand goes into drills. About 20, 30 minutes after goes into drills, even up to an hour doing other things such as like rehab and whatever treatment in the training room. So it's not just running, but it's a big part.
So only an hour. So how long do you run usually in an hour? Like how many miles or whatever? How long do you run?
It depends. We have like certain sessions that are different each day. One day I could run up to 12 miles, 13 miles. One day I could run like 6 or 7.
Say that one more time so the audience really can hear that.
About some sessions can be 12, 13 miles. Some sessions can be 6 or 7. It all depends on the day. Some people run 80 miles a week. Some people like myself run around 40. Just all depends.
It's a lot of running, man. But how many shoes do you average going through? Because I run not nowhere near that amount, like maybe a couple of miles, every few days. And I go through a couple pairs of shoes a year. So how about you? How many pairs of shoes are you going through?
Personally, probably around like 7, 8. Some people can do like need to get a shoe like every month and a half. So
I believe it. And ECU is an Adidas school, so I'm sure you guys get some Adidas gear.
Yeah.
Whether you're competing or, running, what do you like to wear as far as shoe style? Do you have a specific style or a brand you really follow?
Personally, I've been an Asics guy since I really got into running. There's no rule against not wearing Adidas. It's known that running shoes are diverse, so they give us some leeway with that, especially when it comes to like injuries and stuff. Some people have shoes that they just can't run in Adidas. Some people run in Adidas. Personally, I'm an Asics guy. Hoka's another big one. But yeah, no, Asics for me.
Big fan of Asics. So when you go to like buy a new pair, do you go try them on, see how they feel, or do you just know like a certain type of the Asics is what you're going to graduate to next?
Normally, unless they made some big changes that they normally announce, I'll probably just buy the shoe and then I mean, normally I just order the same shoe. Yeah, just roll with it. If there's something wrong, I'll send it back. But normally it's not that big of a deal.
So tell us kind of what the events are like. So is it, I know you said 12 miles. Is it something like that? What are the events for on meet day?
So on cross country, during the regular season, it's anywhere between 6K and 8K, which is 3 and 3/4 a mile to 5 miles. And then once you get into championship season, like regionals and nationals, they'll run upwards of 10K, which is a little over 6 miles.
So what's your time you usually are doing that in?
I ran the 8K last weekend in 24 minutes, which is about 450 per mile for
Wait.
5 miles.
So about 5 minutes a mile.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much.
so you don't even need a car for real.
Nah.
Okay. Where?
Do you drive anywhere around town, or do you run everywhere?
That's a good question. I don't run everywhere. I can't lie. It's too much energy. I walk around.
That's fair enough. All right. So, and you also do track and field on the side as well. You placed 6th in the mile at the AAC championships last year. So, tell us about that running track and cross country, trying to do both.
Yeah, so a distance runner for sure is a year-round commitment. You almost need cross country in order to run track. So there's really, I mean, it's a commitment all year round. You train differently for each. You run a lot more in cross country, but you still got to run enough in order to perform in the distance events and track. Um, I personally like track more. You run faster, shorter races. It's not as mentally draining, but it's normally fun. And you got people surrounding the track individual. Like it just gets crazy. Cross country is a little more spread out.
Yeah. So what's that kind of dynamic of it like with your teammates? It's male and female. Not many sports are like that, especially at this level. So what is that kind of dynamic having such a wide variety of teammates?
It makes it fun. I mean, we have like 80 people. Like if you have 80 people cheering for you, like that's a lot of like voices. Like it's loud, it gets hype. It's fun.
Would you say you guys are pretty close as a team, or?
Yeah, I would say like our event groups have their own cliques, but like overall when we're at a meet, everyone's yelling for each other. It's tight. It's a good time.
So, we got Alex Sawyer here from cross country and track and field. He's a junior from Virginia Beach, Princess Anne High School. We were talking 757. So, you started at William and Mary. What led you to East Carolina as a transfer?
Um, a few different things. When I was at William and Mary, it was a COVID year, and it was one of the programs that got cut. So I was looking at ECU when I was a senior in high school. I had a good friend here who spoke a word for me and got me on just a better deal than I would have gone on by myself. So he used to run on the team. His name's Josh Barris. So I got to give him a lot of credit for that. He kind of got me here. He convinced me. And I don't know, the atmosphere here was different when I visited. I had a good time. I can't lie. So yeah, team was awesome, super open, super inviting, and just thought of it as an environment I would perform really well and have fun, be comfortable.
So, second year at ECU, along with, I mean, you're running track and cross country, so you're pretty busy. But like, when you get free time around town, like, what do you like to do? Do you like to just chill at your apartment, or what do you like to do to pass the time?
Honestly, I'm a more chill at the apartment type of guy. I got a dog now. He's over there. So I
Okay.
normally go on walks with him and stuff like that. But yeah, I watch movies. Kind of more of a laid back
chill.
guy. Yeah, just chill.
So have you guys been able to go to football games? Is that something you like to do as a team, or I don't know if you host recruits like that, or is that something you guys do?
Yeah, we pull up to football games. We try to group up and we have our own spot in like the student section of the stand. So normally we get people over at the house and stuff like that, and we'll walk over. My house is about half a mile from the stadium, so yeah.
You don't run?
Nah.
Okay. That's good.
What's the dog's name and what's the breed?
Raylan, and he's everything, but
Okay.
mainly a lab, pit, shepherd mix.
Energetic or is he chill like you?
He can be energetic. He's sporadic, but he's 95
chill right now.
pounds.
Okay.
So if he's energetic, you gotta watch out. He'll
knock
tackle
you down.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
knock you down.
So getting back to cross country, how do you kind of, just improve? I know this is your second year here at ECU, but what are some things that you work on? Maybe it's technique wise or fundamentals. What are some things that you work on to become better? Because I know I'm joking with you a little bit, but a lot of people think you just run,
Mhm.
but I know it's definitely more than that. So what are some things that you have learned or just kind of your technique and thought process?
Personally, I find myself the more consistent I can be, the better I can be, and that's normally the same for most people. In order for me to do that, I got to be in the trainer. I have to be doing exercises, rehab. I have to lift weights more in order to stay strong, healthy, allow my body to handle the stress that I'm putting on it. So part of what's gotten me to the point that I am and as good as I am today is probably commitment and doing my rehab and treatment with my trainers every day.
How much nutritionally, like, are you allowed to have many cheat days, or do you guys stay pretty on top of it?
On meat week, I think most people try to eat a little bit cleaner, but honestly, sometimes you just got to get the calories in.
Right.
So it just all depends, but normally pretty decent. The 80-20 rule falls pretty well for runners.
Fair enough. All right. So we got Halloween coming up. We're going to ask everybody here and on next week's show if they're willing to reveal what their costume will be for this year. And do you have a favorite costume of past years?
So I'll answer that so I did have a costume, and that's the one I'll tell you about. I was gonna be Joker, but then I grew a beard, so can't really do that.
Fair enough.
And then I have like a messed up mullet right now, so I can't really do that. Favorite Halloween costumes from the past? I can't say. My friend dressed up as a football player, and he wore the pads for 48 hours afterwards. So that was probably
That's
it. Wasn't the costume itself; it
little
was the
much.
person. Yeah. So I would probably have to go with that one.
good stuff. Well, Alex, it was awesome meeting you. We appreciate the time on today's edition of Sup Dogs Live. Best of luck in the American Championship coming up next Saturday as well. And I know you're counting on fans to get out there and support you guys. So best of luck on that meet.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. That's Alex Sawyer. Appreciate his time. We'll visit with Alyssa Zach, another cross-country runner who will be competing in the American Championship next Saturday. So let's take a break. We'll come right back. We'll visit with Alyssa on the other side. This is Sup Dogs Live.
Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football. Shop your home field favorites for a great selection of all new electric vehicles, like the all-electric 2023 Nissan Aria, PD the Pirate approved, and perfect for an ECU game day. Find yours today at your home team Nissan dealer. And get to the game in a new Nissan Aria. Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football.
Check it out.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
All these other banks are changing names right and left. They don't care like they used to care a long time ago.
Jim Clement, president of Town Insurance, talks about townspeople here in Greenville.
With Town Insurance and now Town Bank, the folks that work for us have that attitude where if somebody walks in, I'm here to help them. And I think that's the team that Town Bank's put together here. They have that attitude. Honesty, it's sincerity, it's hard work, it's genuineness that these people have that are here.
Visit your local Optimum store and power your home with 99.9% reliable internet. And stay connected at home and on the go with Optimum Mobile. And save even more with an eligible trade-in. Plus, unlock exclusive Optimum Complete savings up to $15 a month on internet when you add mobile. Get the complete connectivity you deserve. Visit Optimum.com/stores to find the nearest location. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live on this Thursday edition of the show, Thursday, October 19th edition of Sup Dogs Live. We just talked to Alex Sawyer, and now we're going to talk to Alyssa Zach, also from cross country. Stephen Igo here, Macy O'Donnell, former ECU football player. To my right, now joined by Alyssa Zach. So, Alyssa, we just talked to Alex. You kind of nervous after watching him, or did it calm you down a little bit after seeing one of your teammates handle it so well?
I think it just made me more nervous because he did a great job.
You'll be fine. Just got to open up, be yourself, and you'll be good. I want to start. We'll start with cross country, or we'll continue with cross country a little bit. But so, looking at your bio, Embry-Riddle was the former college you were at, and I know a lot of universities and colleges. I've never heard of Embry-Riddle. It looks like it's like an aviation school, and you were telling us you were there for more of the, I guess, the mechanical or engineering side. So talk us, what led you there in the first place, and then what led you to East Carolina?
That's a great question. I was never really interested in planes or aviation. I was looking to study mechanical engineering though, because my mom is a chemical engineer and I love math and I love science, so I thought that would be a good fit. And I also wanted the really warm weather. I'm originally from Pennsylvania and I dislike the snow. I dislike the cold, so I want it as warm as possible. And Embry-Riddle is in Daytona Beach, Florida, so you can't get much warmer than that in the United States. So that's why I ended up down there. And then I realized I didn't like mechanical engineering and there was not many other majors and I still did not want to do anything with airplanes. So that's why I had to transfer.
And you found your way to ECU. Did you have other suitors when you were being recruited in the portal? I guess you were in the portal. So what other colleges, came after you, and why ECU? I guess it's still pretty warm here as opposed to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so funny enough, my cutoff state, as north as I would go, was North Carolina. I did not want to go any more north than that because of literally the weather alone. I was definitely talking to a lot of schools. It was definitely a stressful time just because I was still in school. We were having our conference meet for track, and when I was talking to these coaches, I couldn't actually visit anywhere. So I signed to ECU pretty much blindly, never talking to a single person on the team, never visiting campus. But really talking to the coach at the time, Josie Weaver, and the head coach, Coach Kraft, they were the ones who really got me interested in ECU because their just whole philosophy was faith and family first. And I found that that was really important. And I thought that was lacking a lot of my team at Embry-Riddle. So that's kind of why I ended up in ECU. And it was also a big school with lots of majors in case I needed to switch my major around.
Yeah, so how's that transition been? Have your, teammates kind of been open to you and kind of brought you into the family? I know it can kind of be different going from one place to another and meeting a whole new group of people, but how's that transition been for you?
It's been very good. I would say that I became like best friends with all the freshmen when I came in here, but I came in here as a junior and I still lived on campus. And I actually lived with the swim team because they didn't have any other runners for me to live with. So I got close with the swimmers who were my year, and I got close with all the freshman girls. And after that, I mean, it was very easy just to get in with the team. And it was nice that it was almost a natural leader. just because of my age and because of my experience. So they welcomed me very much.
Yeah, I know Alex said, to be a runner or a cross country track athlete, you have to kind of keep up your shape year round. So how did you kind of do that growing up in Pennsylvania where it's cold? Because I would not be outside if it was freezing like that.
Yeah, sadly, the worst weeks is going home for winter break and over Christmas time when it is just miserable, especially from going from here up to Pennsylvania. It seems even colder. But yeah, I really don't like the treadmill even more than I dislike the cold. So I will go out there every single day like I have to.
We've got Alyssa Zach from cross country here. You guys have a big championship coming up in about a week and 2 days. You guys will host it at Overton's Lake Christie. Y'all just competed there, and you helped lead the women to a first place finish. So we had Billy Caldwell on Hoist the Colors, my radio show yesterday. He was very proud of you guys. So what did that mean to coming first at the home meet?
We had really great momentum just going into the race, and I think some of our bigger races that we were at, we didn't have everything quite come together for us. We only had maybe 6 girls for each of our previous races. So the fact that we couldn't even go with a full lineup, which is generally 7 to 9, it's like a little bit disheartening. But the fact that we finally got to show up with almost a full squad at our home meet and be able to race and race well. So I definitely think it was a big confidence booster, and hopefully we'll able to carry all that momentum into our conference meet now.
So Lake Christie, walk us through, like, is it a challenging path to run, or is it like pretty friendly? Like what do how do you compare it to other paths out there?
It's a beautiful course, honestly. I mean, Parker Overton, he's so fortunate enough that he's able to like host us for the meet, and he takes great care of his property. And there's also not a lot of hills, which is good. There's just a little tiny uphill in the beginning, but then you finish on a beautiful downhill. So I think overall the course is awesome and it runs very fast.
Yeah, so I'm guessing we're looking at it. You went to Embry-Riddle. We talked about it a little bit, but how's the competition level changed from, kind of a smaller school to a bigger school, and I'm guessing a bigger conference? How's that competition level changed, or I don't know if it did or it didn't?
It definitely did. Embry-Riddle was a Division II school, and we were in the Sunshine Belt Conference, and it was interesting enough. I raced the 1500 there, but then when I came here, I started doing long distance. So not only did I change events essentially in track, but also the competition changed drastically. But now I have teammates that I can train with. While at Embry-Riddle, my sophomore year there, I was mostly training on my own. So it's really nice that I'm able to finally train with people. So it's nice that there's more competition amongst my team as well.
So what kind of things, in your training and preparation, what kind of things do you focus on, whether that's like weightlifting or kind of a mental thing? Because for me, I look at it as kind of, you're running so long, your mindset has to be right, and you kind of have to be focused and really locked in on what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about that preparation.
Yeah, running is a huge mental sport. I think once you get to the top and at like a competitive level, I think often everyone's bodies physically are very similar, but that's when the mental aspect comes into it. So I wish I could tell you my big secret for how I can run so well, but usually it's just a balance between trying to block everything else out while not letting yourself settle. One of my old teammates from Embry-Riddle, Grayson, she used to tell me all the time, enter pain before I would race. And as scary as it sounds, but like when you're standing on that line, you need to be ready to feel that pain. And some people just know how to handle it better.
What is the longest you've ever ran without stopping?
16 miles.
How much pain were you in at that point?
I mean, a decent amount, yeah.
Right. Do you, like, after a 16-mile run in the days to follow, do you feel it more each day, or is it like the day after? Like, when is the worst part of running that far?
Well, we accidentally did 16 miles. We were only supposed to go 15. This is when I was down at Embry-Riddle, and I was extremely dehydrated. So I would say I was pretty down bad afterwards, but usually it's the day after when you're trying to get up and go for that early morning shakeout after a long run. That's usually when it hurts the most.
Doesn't sound fun. All right, let's talk about more fun things. Off the track, or when you guys are not running on the course, what do you like to do in your free time, if you find any outside of running, to kind of pass the time?
My favorite thing to do is walk my dog. And I know that was kind of Alex Sawyer's answer, but I rescued a dog last April, and he's a little blind Yorkie poo, and his name is Caesar. I wanted to bring him here tonight, but my roommate said no because he's probably going to bark through the whole interview. So that's fine, but otherwise Caesar would be here. Yeah, so I really like to walk my dog. I like being outside. I also love to read, but I feel like I don't have as much time as I would like for that.
Sure. You said that I think you said science and math were also fun to you,
Yeah.
and you were doing mechanical engineering. Was that right?
Yes.
So what do you want to do, in the future once you get done?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm now studying biology and chemistry with a minor in math. So I like to think I have a broad enough degree that I can do a lot of different things. But yeah, I really don't know.
That's tough. I tried to do exercise physiology. I couldn't make it through chemistry, so I changed to communication. So here I am. But when you look at the upcoming championship meet, how much would like a big home crowd fuel you guys when you're running through that pain and you hear them cheering for you? Like, what does that mean to you guys?
Well, I'm definitely one of those people that when I run, I want people to be cheering for me as loud as possible because that really gets me through it. And it's so nice that with the whole meet, pretty much everyone's families come out too. So it's nice to have the Greenville community around us, but also like having everyone's parents and families come into town. So that's always really special.
Awesome. Well, Alyssa, Zach, it's been great to get to know you. Best of luck to you, Alex, and all your teammates at the upcoming championship meet. Again, I think that starts at 9 a.m. next Saturday.
Correct.
Free attendance. So anybody in the area that wants to go support can do that. And best of luck. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
She is Alyssa Zach on Sup Dogs Live. We'll be right back after this break. We'll be joined by women's lacrosse player Callie Meininger. We'll visit with her. We've talked to several teammates in past weeks. Now we'll put her under the fire, see what she's got to say on Sup Dogs Live. We'll be right back.
If you have an appetite for saving money, get the new Rofo Rewards app from Royal Farms. Use the Rofo Rewards app to make purchases or place mobile orders for pickup or delivery and earn royalty points redeemable for free stuff. Download the new Rofo app at the Apple App Store or Google Play. And right now, new Rofo Rewards members will get a free any-size coffee for signing up. Get the new Rofo Rewards app today. It's a very appealing app to have. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
All these other banks are changing names right and left. They don't care like they used to care a long time ago.
Jim Clement, president of Town Insurance, talks about townspeople here in Greenville.
With Town Insurance and now Town Bank, the folks that work for us have that attitude where if somebody walks in, I'm here to help them. And I think that's the team that Town Bank's put together here. They have that attitude. Honesty, it's sincerity, it's hard work, it's genuineness that these people have that are here.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live on this Thursday, October 19th edition of the show. We just talked to a couple of cross-country athletes, Alex Sawyer and Alyssa Zach. We're now going to go with probably I feel like it's our most popular sport on Sup Dogs Live thus far, women's lacrosse. And we've got Callie Meininger joining us on the show. I did say that right.
Yeah,
okay.
You did.
Double checking. People always mess up my last name. I'm Stephen Igo. Macy O'Donnell. They mess up Macio's first name. It's not Macchio. It's Maceo.
Yeah.
So we're all making sure the names are right here. So, all right. Callie, we've talked to a lot of your teammates. What type of scatter report did they give you coming into tonight's show?
They kind of just told me not to be nervous. I kind of wasn't nervous coming in, and I think that's makes it a little bit easier. It's definitely more conversational, less interview-esque.
Right. Yeah. That's what we're trying to do at least. And, we try to keep it somewhat low key. But so junior year, you've been here 2 years now. You guys did experience a coaching change. Obviously super happy for the previous coach moving on to Ohio State, but how have things gone with, Brittany Dipper coming in?
Good. We love Brittany Dipper. I think the coaching change was definitely, we took it in and kind of took it by how it was, and now we've pushed on. And I think it was definitely hard accepting like what happened. I mean, we didn't expect our coach to leave, but that stuff happens. And now it's not really, we don't really talk about it anymore because full on to the new season, new coach. I mean, we're all happy to be here, happy to have the new coach. And I don't think the culture's ever really shifted. I mean, that's one thing we said. We were here for each other and we play the sport because we love it, and we stayed here because we love each other. So, I mean, coaches come and go, but we're all here for each other all the time.
Yeah, so I know you obviously you weren't a recruit of, you guys' new coach, but how's it been? This is your third year, a junior upperclassman. So how's that kind of throwing you to a leadership role of kind of being a captain out in the field and a vocal point of the team?
Yeah, I think, coming in, I mean, I started playing as a freshman, didn't think that would happen, but I did, and then have been playing ever since, so I think that leadership role definitely grew, and I think now, just with experience under my belt, it's kinda put me in a better position to lead other people and to be a more vocal point on the field, but I think a lot of what happens on the field is because of what happens off the field, so being a leader, whether that's in the classroom or whether that's socially, but I mean, I can't believe I'm a junior. I feel like I just got here, but, I mean, talking to the freshmen, talking to the sophomores, but then we also have 5th years, so kinda growing into that leadership role, but, I mean, no matter what grade you are, you could be a leader.
I know you say you didn't expect to start your freshman year. So what were kind of your thoughts coming in as a freshman and then now as a junior? How's your kind of thought process changed and was it everything you expected it to be?
I did not expect to play freshman year just because, I mean, I was a pretty weak freshman defender, and you come in and there's girls lifting like 130 pounds, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not. I'm lifting like 75, and I'm supposed to be pushing these girls over." But I think it kinda just is you have to play to your strengths, and if you get on that field and play with confidence, you can set yourself up for success, and I think defense itself is a unit, and I was welcomed with open arms by a unit, of 5th years and seniors, and when I first came, it was a freshman, sophomore, and then 3 5th years, so that was a little bit hard, but I think ever since then, we've kinda grown and played for each other, with each other, and I think now, especially with a younger team, right now, we have a lot of younger girls and a lot of older girls, not many of us in between, but, we've kinda grown to just accept each other for who we are, and the age doesn't really matter as much.
36 games you played in over the last 2 years, the previous 2 years, and that's a lot of experience going into your junior year, like you said. So, how much do you feel like you've improved at specific points of the game? You talked about getting stronger, but as a defender, like, what have been the big keys for you to really elevate your game?
I think one of the huge keys was running. I mean, I don't know, the cross country people were just talking about it, and I hate running, but I think a huge part of it is running itself and conditioning and kinda just that endurance piece. Especially last year and the year before, I was a 5th defender, which in the lacrosse world, you fly on and off, which was like a sprint on and off every time, and we joke about it. It was a fast sprint to the box on and off every time, but I mean, it whipped me right into shape. And then now kind of with our new strength coach, he's been awesome just keeping us really endured and kind of building up that endurance so that when we rest, our rest and recovery is pretty quick. So that turnaround is quick. And yeah, strength. I mean, I'm not definitely not one of the strongest in the weight room, but I can push girls around still. So
There you go. How much is it about attitude when you get out there? You just gotta, like,
yeah.
embrace that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say I have a pretty hard punch, first initial punch. So I think if you just play with confidence, I mean, your attacker has no idea who you are, how much you lift, what you do. So if you just play and you go out there like you're a badass, sorry, but you just go out there like you are, I mean, your attacker's not gonna she's not gonna know.
Yeah, so what kind of things do you guys do in the weight room? Because I think that's something I didn't know growing up here in the South. We didn't have too many lacrosse teams. So I didn't realize how physical it was. So what do you guys kind of do to prepare yourself for that physicality?
So we bench, clean, and squat. We've done that ever since my freshman year. That benching piece is huge just because, I mean, a lot of it is your arm strength skills, but a lot of it is your legs. Especially defense, you have to have a strong lower body frame, but you also have to have strong arms and then your core because you got to put that all together. I think a lot of it also is just running up and down, constantly going through beatings. I mean, we don't wear much gear. We don't really like boys, you wear helmets and gloves and pads and everything, but we do beat each other up quite a bit. I mean, I don't have the bruises, but the attackers definitely do. So I think just like in the weight room, especially, they do put us through it. I mean, with our old strength coach Frank, he was the football strength
Right.
coach, and he definitely put us through it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Frank. He definitely was hard on us. But
Yeah.
besides your sport, what are some things that you kind of like to do in your free time? I know you guys are a pretty close knit lacrosse team. So what do you guys kind of do in your free time? I think I heard that a lot of you guys cook. I don't know if that was one of you, but I've heard you guys are pretty good cookers over there.
I think a lot of us, I'm definitely not one of the better ones, but we're together all the time. Like we say, like we are definitely a very close-knit team. I mean, we spend all day at practice together, and then, I mean, I come home and talk to my roommates all day in the living room and then probably go to a teammate's house after. We're together all the time. But it's the best. I mean, I'm from a big family and it kind of feels just like a big family. I'm also a teacher, so I do that when I'm not playing lacrosse. And then, I mean, I don't really do much in my free time besides hang out with them, but I mean, I wouldn't want to hang out with anyone else.
All right, wait. So you're a teacher.
I
What do you
am.
teach?
I'm a special education teacher.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm in my internship one right now. So Fridays I go in and teach all day.
What made you want to get into that field? And I mean, obviously a very, rewarding field when you kind of see some of the smiles on their faces, I'm sure.
Yeah, so my mom is actually a special education teacher. I kind of just knew from the beginning that I wanted to be a teacher. I've never wanted to do anything else. And I mean, that went into a huge part of why I came here. This school was like, you can do whatever you want, you can be whatever you want. You're going to be a lacrosse player for 4, maybe 5 years, but you're going to do what you do for the rest of your life. And I do want to be a teacher for as long as I can be. And I don't know, I just love kids and I love being around kids, especially special education. I mean, it's a different world of people you work with, and you kind of grow to love and accept everyone. And I mean, there's nothing better to do.
That's awesome. All right. So we got Halloween coming up
Oh yeah.
with your teammates. So do y'all like make it a competition so you can have the best costume? And do you know what you're going to be this year? And are you willing to reveal it?
I do. I do know what I'm gonna be. So one night we're being cheerleaders. You gotta have multiple nights.
Right,
I
right.
mean,
Of course.
this is the thing. And then me and my roommates are being different types of Britney Spears. So
Which are you willing to reveal which Britney Spears you are?
Red Britney?
Okay. Well, that's not a bad one to be.
No.
What's your favorite costume of past years?
Um, we did for lacrosse we do like a competition every year of like grades. And my freshman year we were Duck Dynasty, full out wigs, camo, paint, everything. That was definitely one of my favorites. I mean, can't beat that.
Yeah, for sure. So it says here you're from Maryland. So just talk to us a little bit about kind of how you got to ECU. I know it's not that far, but you obviously everyone gets recruited, and through that process you have different options. So kind of tell us how you chose ECU.
Yeah, so lacrosse, I mean, the hotspot of it is Maryland. I played on a pretty competitive club team, so that definitely helped a lot. A lot of my coaches build a big network with a lot of college coaches, and through one of those coaches, I actually talked to ECU. But a lot of us lacrosse players have similar experiences. None of us ever really knew about ECU before we came here. ECU was reached out to a lot of us and kind of got us to come here. We did the whole football thing, met with the team, and kind of when I came here, I just knew it was a fit. The team was great. The coaches were great. The players were great. And then like I don't think you can beat Greenville, and especially learning about ECU when I was here, it's definitely like the place that I wanted to be.
What does it mean to you girls to take a program that was a startup and elevate it every year? Last year, your best program finish, and I know y'all maybe didn't finish the season wins and losses wise how you wanted to, but y'all are really close to taking down some top notch teams. So what does that meant to you guys, and now hopefully taking that next step this season?
Yep. So my freshman year, we kind of went off the whole theme of something to prove. We all said it to each other all the time. We had bracelets, like it was our motto for the year. Something to prove to each other, something to prove to the rest of the lacrosse teams around us, something to prove to yourself, kind of. And I think a lot of us really took that and ran with it. So we've kind of carried that theme into every year. But I mean, we come out, we compete with each other every day, we push each other every day. So I think just proving that to other people that we are here to play, we are here to win. Our sport should be respected. We're a team of hardworking women that can win and want to win and want to finish the job. And I mean, we're surrounded by great schools, UNC, and just being around schools like that, we have a great opportunity to, I mean, show what ECU has. And I think a lot of us just want to win.
So what would you say to your younger self, going through that process and finally getting here to Greenville? What would you kind of tell your younger self if there was something you could maybe change or just kind of warn yourself about what you're about to go through as a collegiate student athlete?
I think just accepting the change. I mean, these are probably the hardest times, like as an athlete mentally you go through and personally you go through. There's a lot of self-doubt. There's a lot of self-doubt as an athlete, a person, a student, but just knowing that you're doing a good job. And at the end of the day, no matter if you had a bad play at practice or you got a bad grade on a test, like everything's going to be okay. You're doing your best. You're doing what you can do and just stop controlling. You can only control the controllables. So
Well, you're very well spoken, Callie. It's been great to get to know you over the past few minutes, and thanks for coming in today. You can tell your teammates you might be the best interview yet. So let them know that. Let them brag about it, or let you brag about it. But we appreciate the time on today's edition of Sup Dogs Live.
all right, thank you guys.
And we got this koozie for you,
Oh,
courtesy
yeah.
of UBE, before I forget, like I do every time. All right. We'll be right back on Sup Dogs Live. We'll have Sophie Binkuski from the swimming team. She's a freshman. The season is underway. We'll talk to her. She's already got a couple of wins under her belt as a student athlete, so we'll welcome her to the show on the other side. This is Sup Dogs Live on a Thursday.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
Hey folks, Blake and Brad here again from Carolina Windows and Doors. Did you know that metal roofing is one of the most energy efficient and long-lasting investments that you can make for your home? If you or someone you know has a roof that's taken a few hits over the years, maybe it's time you give us a call.
Our state-of-the-art metal roofs come with a world-renowned Kynar resin-based coating. This allows for vibrant, rich colors that won't fade over time like the competition. And this Kynar coating can achieve solar reflectance of over 70%, keeping you cool in the summer.
We have installation crew members that have been with Carolina Windows and Doors for over 30 years. We believe this plays a vital role in delivering the most positive customer satisfaction possible, as well as the highest quality of materials.
If you're looking for a home investment that's durable and environmentally friendly, look no further than Carolina Windows and Doors. Call us today at 1-800-545-7172. That's 1-800-545-7172 and invest in your home's future.
It's bow time.
We gonna split this solo?
No.
Come on.
Split the drive?
No chance.
What are you wearing?
Split these? I thought you'd never ask.
Introducing Bo's Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Bo's Carolina Gold Chicken Sandwich. Boldly seasoned hand-breaded chicken topped with pickles, slaw, and your choice of 2 sauces. So good, you'll want to get both and split them with a friend. It's bow time.
Visit your local Optimum store and power your home with 99.9% reliable internet. And stay connected at home and on the go with Optimum Mobile and save even more with an eligible trade-in. Plus, unlock exclusive Optimum Complete savings up to $15 a month on internet when you add mobile. Get the complete connectivity you deserve. Visit Optimum.com/stores to find the nearest location. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football. Shop your home field favorites for a great selection of all new electric vehicles, like the all-electric 2023 Nissan Aria, PD the Pirate approved, and perfect for an ECU game day. Find yours today at your home team Nissan dealer. And get to the game in a new Nissan Aria. Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live, Thursday, October 19th edition of the show. We got our final student athlete of the night with us. I'm Stephen Igo, Macy O'Donnell. He's a former student athlete of the football team. We're going to switch gears now and talk swimming. Sophie Binkuski, she is the initial freshman of today's show, so I don't know if there'll be any freshman hazing, but how are your nerves right now? Is this your first, interview college-wise?
Yeah, this is kind of my first interview ever, so I'm a little nervous.
First interview ever. So from Manio, North Carolina, that's like closer to the beach, right?
Yeah, I live like 5 minutes.
Okay. But you went to bowl school in Florida for your prep work, which I follow in football recruiting. I know they've got a really rich tradition in football. I'm assuming swimming's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, they have a huge swim team. A lot of the kids go to pretty big schools, but it was definitely a really cool experience to go down there and go to school.
Yeah, so what has it been like for you, or how has it been like for you, finally getting to ECU, being around teammates and competing, at a pretty high level? How's that kind of been, for your freshman year?
It's been good. It's been a lot of fun, definitely an adjustment just because you're just in a faster environment and it's more individualized too, training wise, which I've really gotten to enjoy. It's good, a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I think we had some of your teammates on here before. I think we had some of the sisters up here. So I know they're a little bit of older classmen. So how's that kind of been for you, being the young person on the team and having the older classmen to kind of teach you a little bit and show you the ropes?
It's definitely nice having the upperclassmen when I have questions or just as resources to go to when I'm struggling. They're all super nice and they've been very welcoming. So that's been
Who are some of the teammates you've really kind of created a connection with early on?
I've got to say Emily, Kendall, Michaela, a lot of the freshmen. Emily, Kendall, Michaela are actually here to support me today.
How much did you take from Emily's interview with us?
I did watch that earlier to get prepared and to see her responses and to kind of relax a little bit.
Well, you're doing a great job thus far. And so your profile on ECUProps.com, it has you as a freestyle swimmer. So is that kind of what you specialize in?
Yeah, I pretty much just do freestyle. 50, 100, 200 freestyle, more sprint based.
Okay. And you've already had success early in your career. You guys have only had what, a meet or two, but you were victorious. I think team wise, you are 4-0. You won all the first meet inside Minji's Coliseum. So take us through the early part of the year. What's it been like, kind of competing for the first time?
It's been good. I've had a lot of really good swims that I'm proud of. My 200 freestyle in the first meet, I won that event, which is really cool to win a college event in the first meet. Um, there's a lot more competition that's more on my level, which I've liked a lot. Just because racing just gets more competitive, it pushes you more. But I'm proud of my swims and how I've been training already. So I'm excited for what the rest of the season.
Yeah, so how was that process for you, coming out of high school and choosing ECU? Like, why'd you choose ECU? Did you come on a visit here and see Greenville? What was that like for you?
Well, my dad actually swam here when he went here, so he has talked highly of ETU throughout my childhood. So that kind of based my decision. And I visited and I love campus and I really love the coaches and the environment that we train in and just the program in general. Good program.
So coming in as a freshman, I'm sure you've got confidence, some expectations for yourself, but what's it been like to experience some early success, some early wins? Like how much confidence has that given you?
It's given me a pretty big confidence boost, which I think is good, but I also have to remember that there will probably be some struggles going into the season. But I think it's a really good way to start my college experience, kind of that little boost, just to get me through even the tough times if they come.
Being pretty close to home from Manio and being able to drive back home, what does that mean to go to college right away? And I'm sure your parents are able to come watch you swim.
I really have enjoyed being close to home just because my school is about 9 hours away. So it's good to be able to see my family. And I love that they are able to come to my meets too, just because they haven't been able to come to a lot in the past few years. So that's a really good support system for me.
Yeah, so I know you went to a very competitive, high school. So how's the competition level been here once you got to college? Have you been able to tell, a difference, or were a lot of the people you were competing with in high school, kind of similar now?
A lot of the people in high school are similar now, at least my teammates, because it's a pretty high level high school. So it's kind of like a college. So coming to college, like the competition hasn't been too much of an adjustment, but definitely the practices and how much yardage has been a big adjustment.
So we asked Emily and her sister what they would change about swimming, and they said, I think they don't want to get wet. They don't want to be in the water. So do you have a better answer, or is that your answer as well?
Honestly, sometimes in the morning when you have to jump in the water, it's a little hard just because it's so cold. I mean, I like swimming. I like being in the water. Maybe I don't really know.
That's fair enough. So now that you don't hate being in the water as much as them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. When you get free time around campus thus far, again, very early, like you've probably only been here a few months, but anything you like to do around town, or you just like to chill out and relax a little bit?
We like to go to Todd Dining Hall a lot. That's a pretty big hangout spot. And we also have explored downtown Greenville quite a bit and gone shopping, gone to coffee shops, and we also just like to hang out. I like to take naps a lot.
Okay. So what's one thing you feel like you've learned so far? I know you said the competition level is, pretty similar, but the training and the yardage you said was different. So what's kind of one thing you've learned so far in your short time here at ECU?
I've learned to push myself. I kind of have a problem with pushing myself to the best of my ability. My coaches helped me a lot with that. And I've learned to not be like dreading practice as much, to kind of just like go there, go in without any expectations. So like I don't disappoint myself as much.
Do you watch any TV or read books like to pass the time or listen to music? Like, what's your favorite hobby as far as that?
I really like to listen to music.
Yeah. What do you listen to?
I listen to all types of music. I really like country music.
Are you gonna say Morgan Wallen, like everybody else says?
Yeah, mostly Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen and Todd Dining Hall are the two most
very popular.
Two most popular. I tell you what, if you walk into Todd Dining Hall these days, everybody might be blasting some Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
And is that pretty much what it's like? Is that the experience, the ECU experience?
That is the ECU experience, at least for the swim team.
Fair enough. What's you guys' schedule like coming up? Like, when's your next meet? And take us through kind of your schedule.
Have a meet next weekend, a home meet, JMU, and then after that, our next meet is in West Virginia, an invitational meet, which is kind of our mid-season meet. Then we have a few more meets January, and then it's conference. So we still got a ways to go, but
Yeah, I know it can be easy, starting your freshman year off and you're already in season, kind of traveling and having really hard practices. But how has that, worked with your schoolwork and kind of your major?
So I am undecided. I just kind of claimed a major, so school hasn't been too bad for me yet, and I have a lot of online classes. But it's definitely an adjustment getting used to getting all my work done before practice and kind of like being able to focus on practice without having to stress about my work.
Sophie Binkowski, it's been good to get to know you on today's edition of Sup Dogs Live. I believe we've got a Jimmy John's.
We got everything.
We got a Sup Dogs gift card. We got a Jimmy John's gift card, and we've got a keychain courtesy of UBE. So thanks for stopping by. Best of luck the rest of the season, and appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, she is Sophie Binkowski. We'll be right back on for the final segment of our show.
Want to know why no one outbeats the Hut? 75-cent boneless wings. While prices go up, ours dip. Ooh-wee! Would you look at that dunk? 75-cent boneless wings from Pizza Hut. That's why no one outbeats the Hut.
When your Pirates come out to compete, we want to make sure our team is ready, and our field is too. That's why we trust Eastern Turf Maintenance to maintain our fields, and you can too. From fertilization and weed control to aeration, let the team at Eastern Turf Maintenance make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. From the stadium to your backyard, Eastern Turf Maintenance can make your lawn game day beautiful. Stay ahead of the game. Call Eastern Turf Maintenance today for your free estimate.
Being a divorce attorney isn't just a job, it's a calling. At Irons and Irons, we take that responsibility seriously. Our team of dedicated professionals is second to none. Our firm offers a level of skill and personal attention that only we can provide. If you need an experienced divorce attorney who truly cares about you and your family, call me today or visit our website at ironsandirons.com.
I'm an average guy, a lot like you. My job took a toll on my body, but I'm not giving in to the pain, and neither should you. There's a new game when it comes down to relief from agonizing joint pain, and that's QC Kinetics.
Elite athletes have used these amazing natural treatments for years. QC Kinetics, a long-lasting solution for joint pain. No surgery or downtime.
You and me, we got things to do. Go ahead, coach.
Come on, team, let's go! Want to know why no one outbeats the Hut? 75-cent boneless wings. While prices go up, ours dip. Ooh-wee! Would you look at that dunk? 75-cent boneless wings from Pizza Hut. That's why no one outbeats the Hut.
You know, Optimum Internet gives you speeds up to 1 gig.
Wow, that's fast.
With 99.9% network reliability and whole home Wi-Fi coverage. And combine internet with Optimum Mobile starting at $45 a month.
Nice.
It's the code. Optimum Complete saves you over $600 a year versus AT&T. It's the GOAT.
I'm flattered,
Thank you
but
so
there's
much.
so many other.
They're talking about the GOAT, our greatest offer of all time.
That makes more sense.
Switch to Optimum Complete starting at $45 a month.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live. It's our final segment. Quick wrap up. Great show today. Macy O'Donnell, as always, with us. Stephen Igo here, and we're introducing the man behind the glass, Philip Pilkington. He's our producer on Hoisted Colors on 94.3 The Game, and also our producer of Sup Dogs Live. So you get one person clapping for you, Philip. So thank you, Cassidy. How do you feel like this show has grown the last few weeks? What's it been like to be a part of it?
It's been a great thing to be part of it. Emily Rediker, as I say it right, is a huge help to me. She helps me with all the technical stuff, and shout out to Cassidy and Kendall when she was still here as the sales team, and Clay. They've done a great job helping us out. There's a lot of equipment and moving parts that goes into the show, and everyone's done a wonderful job helping out with it. It's grown, and I think the athletes are becoming more comfortable. I think they realize, I think they've been going back, watching their teammates, and they've become more comfortable, and it's really been cool to get to know them because, we here in the media, we get to interview the men's and women's basketball team, the football team, the baseball team, but we don't get to talk to these other athletes. So it's great to get to know them. And, they work just as hard as the sports that are the revenue sports.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been awesome to get to know, and I think they're getting a scouting report on us, Mason. They're getting too comfortable when they come, so we're going to have to start mixing it up for the future student athletes. What do you think?
Yeah, we definitely do. I think they have cheat sheets around there, and people are giving them a heads up of how we're going to grill them. But I think it's been really good so far. And I do have a question for Philip because we do work together on the sidelines. Well, he's in the studio, I'm in the sidelines. But what's your preview kind of for this week's game? I know we have Charlotte here at 2 p.m. on Saturday for homecoming, so I know you're really locked into the game. So what's your kind of preview and thought process for this weekend's football game?
It's going to be interesting to see what quarterback Charlotte goes with. They've gone with 2 different quarterbacks, and they post so much different styles. I think even more so of a difference than Alex and Mason. So I think as long as our defense is prepared for both, which knowing Coach Harrell, they definitely will be. But it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. So we're going to need that big special teams play probably, or that big defensive play to turn the tide. And the big thing is not making that mistake, not letting the other team have that big play because you made a mistake. No dumb penalties. I think we've cleaned up the dead ball, both pre and post snap, or pre-snap and post-whistle over the last few weeks, which is great. It's been most of the penalties have been live ball, and that's just part of the game. So can't make the big mistake.
Sure.
He is Philip Pilkington. Philip, thanks for all your hard work, man. Wanted to get you on, and I'm sure we'll get you on in front of the camera again here shortly.
I appreciate it.
Emily's debut is coming soon, so get ready for that, Emily.
She's shaking her head now.
Thanks as always, man. Good job. All right, we're going to get out of here. This has been Sup Dogs Live. We will be back with you next Thursday, 5 to 6, with another cast of student athletes. Until then, have a good evening. We'll talk to you then.